There we go. All right. Step 2. You guys saw me scrub off some of these little guys. So now we got the rough edges, from the pores and everything. And it's pretty popular to just take a little hammer and smack in it. Just doing the bottom of this one because it likes to lean forward, but the rest of the edges, you'll see, we got some rough spots up there, but nothing a few tappies can't fix. I always have to remind myself, it doesn't take like freaking Thor hammer smashing to do this. Silver's pretty soft. As you can see though, doing that, it kind of gives it a little extra character and smooths out those little sharp edges. Like there's one right there. I'm gonna smack that guy. Smack that guy. Smacking Whitey. And really for this part, there's no special, pattern or technique other than try not to smack your fingers. At least too often. That's looking pretty good. All right. Yeah, see, that's a nice little hammered edge, they like to call it. I think it looks really cool on the tombstone, though. It's, I don't know how well I'm getting this on video. Kind of filming blind at the moment, but yeah, I got a couple more pieces to hammer down, but I won't bore you guys with that. We'll be back when it comes time for the toning. All right, here we go. Back for the fun part. So I've already got some good edges hammered away here, as you can see, and then I went scruffed them up one more time with the Dremel and then cleaned them off really good with some rubbing alcohol, rinsed them off. But now we get to the fun and smelly part. And for this part, what I will be using, there's a few ways to tone your silver. I'm going to use this Liver of Sulfur Extended Life Gel, it says. You got to have some pretty warm water before you even use it. And just takes a few drops in there. Okay, put more than a few drops in there. Just give it a little stir with the brush. Sorry, I'm trying to stay out of the camera way. Anyway, let's see, that's pretty dark. But here is where you see the magic happen, so to speak. I'm going to take you a little piece of, I'll start with this little guy. Actually, I'm going to use that little guy for the heater. See, that's the next part. There's a difference between when you do it cold and when you heat them up. And you'll see that here pretty soon. So this one. So I'm going to take a little paintbrush, a little Liver of Sulfur. God, this stuff stinks, by the way. Use gloves. Do it in your garage. Try to have a window open. But, it reeks. Unless you want to walk around, smelling like rotten eggs for a day or two. This part I really like because I kind of take my time and go artsy-fartsy with it, so to speak. I'll find my good swirls or spots that I want to see really dark and spots that I just kind of want to leave light. Now, I don't know if you guys can see that already, but it's already starting to change color where I've hit this, and I'll go really good around the edges. And it's not a real big deal if you go overboard or, hit a spot you don't want toned, because then you'll see the last step where we go back with a polisher and we actually really clean it up. But I know this part's probably not the quickest part. Probably have to put this little bit on time lapse. So I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to keep doing this. This part can take some time. Usually I do this in steps and coats. So I'm going to splash these down with like my first coat. Look at that, that's pretty cool. See, this is where the arts part comes in. You just kind of pick your spot. Well, that'll happen. Let's set this guy aside for a minute while that soaks in. Yeah, if you can see that on the camera, it's constantly changing color, right? It takes a while for this to soak in, but it is so cool. Wait until you see how this turns out. Yeah, I don't smell this stuff. That's why I get right down in there and make sure my beard is right next to it. Cool. Cool. Okay, so I've coated the back of those three. Yeah, this one's toning just from the smell. That's funny. So here's the other trick, and I'll do that before I let these air out. We take a break. I go throw up for a little while because of the smell. Oh my God, I really need to get a respirator. Kidding, kidding. Anyway, so here's the other technique. If you really want it to get really dark, heat it up a little bit, I'm told. And this is my first time trying it. So we'll see how it goes. The silver doesn't take a lot of heat because if you know anything about silver, it's super conductive. Alright. That's probably good enough for a shot. And then if you put this on, it's supposed to like turn. Oh, ooh, look at that. Ooh, even maybe a little bit too hot. Like burns on there. Okay. Maybe I overheated a little bit. All right. Okay. Well, obviously I got it way too hot. So I'm gonna let that cool just for a second. Then we'll put that stuff on there. Now if I had like a big old bucket full of that stuff, it'd be kind of neat just to like squelch it in there. Bluing iron for pistols or guns, right? Like bluing the iron, don't they like heat it up and dip it into oil or something that gives it that treatment? I'm no gunsmith, so jeez, still freaking hot. You know what? Just for experimental sake, remember I've said this before, don't try this at home like me. Let's see what happens there. Interesting. I bet you it comes up with a weird tone. I'm not going to do that with the big guy. Just wave it around a little bit. Come on, cool down, big guy. Can't believe how fast this stuff heats up. Cooling part down though. Look at that. See? I think I got it way too hot. But hey, I did it. First time trying it under the heat. I'm gonna roll with it. We'll see how it turns out here in a little while. Of course, you gotta let this stuff sit. It does take a little bit of time to get that toning effect into everything. I think that's gonna look pretty cool though. Oh, getting my big ass head and face in the way. No, you're not supposed to see my face on YouTube. Ah, everybody's gonna know who I am. Oh, jeez. Wow. You can already see the colors that are kind of popping out of there. Can you? On the camera? Oh, it's hard to say. Still got to work on my camera stuff, but let's put these guys back up. Yeah, see, I blooped right there, but that's okay, because the polish will take that right out anyway. And I can actually just do a light coat in there. Put that one down. This guy, oh, that one's already turning out pretty. Oh, those colors, pretty cool. We'll just give her another little brushy bit. I've always been a big fan of art. Actually, won a first prize once for one of my pieces in high school art class at the county fair. So, long time ago. Also love tattoos. Models, Legos, you know, anything you can do with your hands. It's getting a little harder now. Hands aren't as good as they used to be, but we're hanging in there. All right, I'm gonna let that sit a little bit and we're gonna be back in a moment. Okay, I gotta do the back side of this one. I can't do this off camera, because this is going to turn out wicked cool. The ripples for days on this piece. Oh yeah. Look at how that color is changing already. So that's the other beauty of this stuff. If there's a little crack or seam, it's gonna soak right in. Let's do the bar too. Oh, that bar. Oh, I don't have to do the bar. I dipped the bar. That's pretty awesome. Okay, that's weird. Don't do that, J-Dog. But I am a weird kind of guy. You can get the back, front. I guess you'd call this the front since, I don't know. What's the front, what's the back? Obverse, reverse, right? It's funny, it doesn't look like it even sticks, but you see, you watch. Doesn't take long. No camera effects here. At least not for this. Woo! Have I mentioned how much this stuff stinks? Sorry. That grunt wasn't for like excitement. It was just my back really hurts. So, wow, but look at that guy already. It's probably hard to see, but you guys will see the close-ups when we go to the finish polishing part. All right. All right. Back for the polishing stage, cleanup stage. Of course, we've done the hammering, the toning. I went ahead and started with that guy already because it just looks cool. I used a little silver polish on it and left that side alone, just basically a wire wheel on that part. But I'm sticking that aside. One of the hearts I did started with that side, but here we go. I'm gonna play around. A couple more. Kind of want to play with this guy with some silver polish just to see if I can bring out some nice color and leave the background the way it is. And yeah, but all right, let's talk more action. Just using a Dremel and just the tiniest bit of silver polish, and you see that's probably even way too much, because you'll see, and this stuff, yeah, it'll clean anything. And if you're tarnishing your coins or toning, you'll see some pretty colors in there. Hopefully I don't mess this up too bad, but there we go. You'll see I'm barely touching it. Trying to highlight a few little spots that I think would look cool. These little skulls. This is the part, where the art comes in, kinda. Not my favorite part. Unfortunately, this was by no means my best pour on this mold, and I actually broke the mold a little bit. That's why you got this little piece up here. But I got an idea for that. I'm gonna use that little place to put a little stamp in there. Make something cool. But yeah. Just slightest touches. But see, a lot of those colors are still popping out. Just really cool. But that's about as far as I want to go on that part. Now, I really want to touch the back of that. Let's see what happens. It's all experiment anyway, right? If I don't like how it turns out, guess what? It goes back in the melting pot. Oh, did I say something about not talking much at the beginning of this? Kind of unavoidable with me. So sorry. Just gonna highlight a couple of those little lines. I know I tried to keep this short. Try to edit some of that out, but basically polishing. I don't know. I guess this could be a whole nother video by itself, just on that one part. But anyway. Turned out pretty cool. Shiny up front. You got some nice colors in the background. You can play around with that some more. Get rid of the little bunghole. But there you go. J-Dog Silver out on this one. More to come. Like, subscribe, thumbs up, please comment. Thank you.